Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. This is your host, Chris. This is a recording on the fly. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, or good night, whatever time of dimension that you are in. This is your host, Chris. Welcome to Interstellar Frequency. I have had one heck of a trip around the clock, back and forth, up and down and around, doing some serious truck driving skills that I haven't done in many years. And it's like I'm learning all over again. I feel like I'm a kid in a classroom relearning what I had learned long ago, going, oh my God, this is different. I forgot about that. I mean, the things that I had once experienced before, now I'm finding out that I'm a student again and always learning. Especially on the do's and don'ts of dealing with customers and stuff like that. Now, that being said, I had an experience that I thought was kind of funny. Well, I found it funny. You know, maybe they didn't find it funny, but I did. And me being me, I'm kind of like that person that's like, hey, how's it going? You know, just everyone. Hey, what's going on? If I see somebody making eye contact with me, it's like I'm not going to just sit there and stare. You know, that doesn't work for me. It's like someone staring at me, I'll say, hey, how you doing? And so I was walking by one of the mechanic guys one morning, and I said, good morning. He's like, yeah, is it? And I just stopped dead in my tracks, and I turned around, and I was walking past him, he was walking past me, and I turned around, and I'm like, hey, man. And he's a lot older than me, mind you. He's like, I think, maybe in his 50s, late 50s or early 60s, possibly. And I'm like, hey, man, don't you think it's a little bit better than being 6 feet underground pushing up daisies? I think it's a good morning, don't you? Because I don't want to be pushing up daisies. I mean, let's just be real here. I'd rather be doing what I'm doing right now than pushing up daisies. He kind of thought about that for a second, and he was like, oh yeah, huh. And his whole entire attitude changed after that. It was like, total different guy. What amazing different experience that was. And at least I find it, interesting. And yeah, it to me, it's, it's funny how we all are wrapped up in our own stuff every day in and day out, trying to do this, trying to do that, and we all are, everyone is. Nobody's alone at this. Everybody's wrapped up in their little bubble of their world, and we're all here just living in it. And yet it's like connection here, man. When people are dealing with other people, it's like we need to forget about our own little world for a moment and start sharing each other's world in that present moment, and enjoy that moment that we have, because it's not a guaranteed moment. I mean, it's not a guarantee. I mean, that moment could go away really quickly, and I think a lot of people forget about that. And I turn around and I talk to people, and I give them a little bit of a moment or a minute or two, and I talk to them, and people kind of walk away with a big old smile on their face, and it's like, yeah, there you go, cool. Now we're on the same page. And I'm glad that it's happening that way, because I'm sorry, but I didn't have enough time down here in Laredo, Texas, man. I think I need to be down here a little longer, because there's some really upset people around here. Whew. Really upset people down in Laredo, Texas. No big deal, but it's just like, wow. Really? I don't understand why everybody's so mad. It doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, I had to share that experience. I got some more stuff, but for now. So I'm gonna go back to, I'm gonna finish up the moods, and then we're gonna go back to like the H2O. But for right now, moods. That's what we're on. It is, to me, it is very interesting how circumstance of events, and I don't know how many times I keep saying that in this show. I've said it many times. Circumstance of events, causality is happening. You know what? From now on, I'm just gonna say causality. Okay, causality. Causality. So, causality in my world has lately been very interesting in this driving experience of doing certain things and running a business and doing a business. I'm not really running it, but doing the driving of truck driving. It's been many years since I did this, and I was like, to me, you could never pay me enough to do this. All in all reality, this is something I would never, ever, ever do ever again. And here I said never again, and here I am doing it again. And I never thought I would be doing it. And of course, the universe is like, oh yeah, never want to do that again? Here you go. You're doing it again. Oh, shit. And I knew that. I knew that it was going to happen. And I said to myself that if I was going to do this ever again, and I was going to do any type of work of driving a semi, I'm going to end up basically running it the way I choose to see fit. Because, I don't know, maybe I have a high expectation of myself. Maybe I don't understand why. I all I know is that I'm probably would be, either one of the best bosses to work for, or I'm going to be probably one of the worst bosses to work for. One of the two. I'm more likely going to be, in my mind, I think I'm going to be probably one of the best bosses to work for. Because for me, it's all about service. Service, service, service. Excellent customer service. Excellent reputation. Excellent making sure that everything is 110% above and beyond what anyone else would ever do, as me being a driver, as other drivers would not do. I am all about going 110% for whatever customer I choose to work for, or whatever customer asks me to work for them. I am all about making sure that their demands are met. At least this is my foundation of my business. And this is what I'm putting out here, and I'm saying it. So, my foundation of my business, of what I'm thinking, is I personally, me, want to turn around and give 110% to every customer that I ended up contracting with, and every one I contract with. Because to me, it's not about the money. First and foremost, it does not matter shit to me about the money. Yeah, money's nice, but money don't mean shit. It doesn't buy your way into whatever the hell the cosmos is, or whatever it is that you need to go to whenever you pass on from this life. If this life, well, you cross over, or whatever the hell you want to call it, however you want to call it. You can't take it with you. The only thing you can take with you is your soul, or your mind, or your consciousness. That is yours. and yours alone. No one owns that. No one. Let me repeat that one more time. No one owns the consciousness. It is not conceivable. It is an individual consciousness. And that individual consciousness is not owned by or governed. It is governed. Let me back up on that one. It is governed, but it is not owned by a almighty magnificent somewhere in the cosmos floating in the clouds. Nobody can own the consciousness. Wow, that's a deep rabbit hole. Anyhow, to me, by doing things that you're supposed to be doing and trying to, for me, at least my idea, my understanding of things, of my 37 years of walking on this planet, I have discovered that interaction with people, me interacting with people, even if it's only for a minute or a mere second or any of that moment, there is this spark of fire that gets lit, and their emotions and their feelings, and it's like for 1 second and 1 moment, I don't know how it's possible, because to me, I live in the moment. I don't live in what happens tomorrow. I don't live what happens in 20 feet in front of the truck. I live in right here, right now, doing this show, talking to you. That's the moment. I'm living in the moment, and only the moment, because this is the moment that I can live in, and this is the only moment that I know about to be 100% true, is me in this moment. So, for those seconds of dealing with people and purchasing something at the store because I'm hungry and I need to get food, or I need to get something to drink, and I purchase something at the counter and somebody's like, hi, and they're quiet. I will turn a quiet person into a talkative person. I do that every time. Nobody is able to stay quiet with me. It's like, hi, how are you doing? And all of a sudden there's this weight, seems like it's lifted off of the person. At least that's what I feel. Now, call me crazy, I don't care. This is my experience. You're here experiencing my experience. So, welcome to Interstellar Frequencies Experience. So, there you go. I'm telling you what I'm experiencing through my eyes, my feelings, my emotions, my stuff. This is what my experience is what I'm, feeling, right? Now, I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong, and I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm a crazy person or something that's in the cosmos. Fine. I don't care. I really don't. I really do not care. I do not care what people think. I do not care what people want of this, that, the other thing. I don't care. All I care about is the interactions of people loving one another, caring for one another, something that we have as a human race forgot to do because of corporations and because of, we need to do this and we got to do that and we got to, we got work. We're slaves in the system. Whatever, however. But all I'm saying, what I care about more than ever is the moments that I get when I do meet someone that I've never met before in my life. And when I do meet these people, even though that I've never met them before in my life, there's this similarity for feeling to them that I feel. Like there's this knowing of this person or knowing of them and knowing things. And it's like, yes, I know this person 100%. And that's a weird feeling. That's a really weird feeling. Really bizarre in a way. But it's fine. It is what it is. I'm not, not narking it or anything like that, or knocking it or whatever you want to say. I'm just saying, that moment I'm talking to them, it's like it's this amazing flip of a switch where all of a sudden they become a happy person after, the moments of talking with me, because I give them 100% undivided attention, and there is no mental capacity of me doing this, that, and the other thing. I'm not sitting here doing this or that or something. I'm not when I talk to a person, I'm literally talking to the person as if I am talking to you right now. I am 100% given undivided attention and listening to them, their emotions, their feelings, and receptive to everything that's going on in their world, and putting my own world off to the side. And that's a very interesting experience, giving that moments of my life away just to have a connection outside of my personal connections of my family members, my friends, my loved ones, and all that, and I give this moments to this individual. And what an experience it is. It is amazing to watch them light up. They light up like a Christmas tree every time. And it's the coolest thing to watch. And some people may know what I'm talking about. Others are like, what the hell are you talking about? I'll try to explain. Just give me some time. But it's just giving them the acknowledgement that yes, they are a person working at a location, trying to pay the bills, trying to do what it is that they're doing, but they're also an individual. So yes, they're not that corporation, but they are an individual hired to work at a location and or dealing with whatever it is they're dealing. And every now and then it's like it pulls them out of their world for a second, and they're like, oh wow, this person's really talking to me. What? And it's amazing to see. This individual that I talked about pushing up daisies, he had told me, more as time went on, we had talked a little more. I was in his presence for a little while, and we were talking about stuff, and he was telling me that, yeah, man, I'm supposed to be on a beach. I want to be out on the beach and da 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 da, and being retired. And I'm like, okay, well then do that. I can't. I go, okay, well then you need to keep doing that in your mind, and you're gonna set yourself in sights to be on that beach one of these days, and it's gonna work out. But you need to have that beach in your mind, and you need to be living that moment every moment, so that way you're gonna get there to that beach physically. But mentally right now, you need to be there at all times, because if you're not there, you're never going to be at the beach. You have to be at that beach all the time in your mind in order to get to that beach. Because he wants to go to the beach. He wants to be retired on the beach, or something to do with the beach, out looking over the waves and just enjoying basking in the sun. God, that sounds like serenity to me. Now, I would, to me, it's not that he's wanting just that one trip or just that one moment. It's what my understanding and my interpretation. Einstein's theory of relativity. My interpretation of my understanding, what I'm seeing is that he is looking for serenity. Serenity. Right now, this very moment, talking with the sun setting in the distance, driving down some U.S. route in this, beautiful world that we live in. I mean, I wish I could just show you this picture moment of the sun setting in the distance with this beautiful cloud cover and a little bit of the civilizations that are off in so many different areas. And to me, this moment, talking right now to you, is my serenity. This is my serenity, this moment in time of how peaceful it is. The trees, the birds, everything just working. The truck is doing what the truck is supposed to be doing. The wheels are rolling down the highway. There is not I don't have a care in the world right now. This moment is just like, you just want to take a deep breath. Just, it's like, it's so peaceful and just so bliss and so wonderful. And this moment, I wish I could just share this moment with everyone to understand that serenity is what you make it, of when you choose to make it and how you choose to make it. That's your serenity. And you could do it in your mind. You could do it physically. You could do it at any point in time in the day. No one or nobody or anything in this cosmos will disrupt your serenity unless you choose to allow it to. You choose to allow your serenity to be interrupted, it will be interrupted. If not, then you could live in that blissful serenity as long as you like, because that's your right frame of mind of what you choose to do. Right? See? Oh, now we're having an emergency situation right now. There you go. The truck driver didn't realize he was running out of a lane. He didn't realize that there was a lane disappearing right there. It's like, oh man, we were all on the same groovy path and everything like that. And he was chilling like I was, and I'm not mad at him. He's not mad at me. There's nobody out here. It's just us two. He passed me. I slowed down so he can get around me because I can't go that fast, and he wants to go a little faster. It's like, okay, man, go for it. So I move over to the right. He goes to start speeding up to go around me, and then we both realized that when I moved over to the right, the lane that I moved over into was only there for like not even 20 feet, it seems like. It was probably about 5 semi or 6 semi trucks lengths long, but it was still a lot smaller of a distance than I thought, and a lot smaller of a distance than he anticipated. So thank God that there was nobody around coming in the opposite direction, because then otherwise that's a head-on collision. So there you are. Serenity. He was in serenity doing what he's doing, or she, or whoever's driving, and I'm over here in serenity doing what I'm doing. Not at all upset. He's not upset. We turned around and flashed each other's lights to each other and said, "Hey man, sorry about that. I flashed my lights, let him back over. He flashed his lights saying, thank you very much, I'm sorry." There's a trucker code, man. It's like, Morse code per se, but with lighting and stuff. There's a language in the trucker community. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it took many years to understand it, but once you get it, you understand it, and it makes so much more sense because we've been doing it for so many years as a certain code to communicate with each other when we don't have CBs. It's all done by visual lights. That's the only way you can communicate with each other when you don't have a CB. Anyways, so back to serenity. We're sitting here both in our own serenity. He's in his serenity, I'm in my serenity, and I was sitting there talking about, disrupting serenity, and it just so happened to disrupt my serenity as well as his. But yet, nothing, no harm, no foul, no nothing came of the outcome. It happened live. You heard it happen live. It was like, oh wow, this is a situation that we got to deal with now. It happened live on the show. As I'm recording, it happened. So that's the example of the serenity. If you allow it to disrupt what you have, then you're going to get it disrupted. But if you don't, and you just go with the flow with it, it's like, oh, whoops. Then no harm, no foul. No cars were coming. Nobody was behind him. Nobody was behind me. Nobody was in front of us. It was just us two on the highway. And perfect. It was just perfect transition of easy continuation. He's happy because he can go a little faster. I can't. I'm limited on the speed because otherwise I'm going to have mechanical failures, and it's not a good idea for the type of equipment that I use. So you got to roll at a certain speed, and he's got the equipment to go faster. Now, back to what I was saying. Right lane ends. Let's move left. So this individual is talking about being on the beach and doing all this stuff, and then we got to talking a little bit more, and then we started talking of what he had previously done. He was forced into retirement against his will. He didn't want to be in retirement, but the company that he had worked for beforehand had some kind of corporation, mining corporation. The company, of course, this is not union, but some corporation said, hey, you know what, you're up there in age, so you can either take your severance pay and this and take a early retirement now, or you're not going to have anything. And they warned everybody, and everybody fought it. Everybody got let go. He walked away with his little bit of cash in his pocket and said, okay, I'm going to do that. Everybody else got let go and walked away with nothing. They tried to fight it. They said nope, and I guess they drew up a contract. Anyhow, neither here nor there. In this situation, of this experience of this individual, and I was sitting here talking with him, I'm like, well, now that you're here and this is what you're doing, do you want to be here? He's like, I don't mind it, but I kind of would like to retire, someday. I go, do you have a way of retiring? He says, right now in this day and age, no, there's no income in it. I have nothing for retirement. And I'm like, well, I understand. I get it. I'm that way now. I don't have a retirement. I will never probably have a retirement, nor will I ever quit working. Why? Because I'm a workaholic, I think. I think I'm a workaholic because I don't ever stop. It's very hard for me to stop or say no. I mean, I can say no now. I wasn't able to say no before. It was very hard to say no to people or things or situations. I was always getting walked all over. Now that I'm, running the show, now it's like, hey, you're going to do this. No, we're not. That's not how we're doing this. Oh, yeah, you are. No, we're not. That's not how we're doing this. It's a different ballgame when you have your own, apples in one basket, and you have a lot more to protect from, litigations of problems or something, right? Anyhow, as talking to this individual, I was sitting there thinking, it's like, wow, why can't he have his retirement of his, beach, living on the beach one day? So I was sitting there, I'm like, why can't you, right? Why can't you have this? She's like, because I don't have the money. I go, there's your problem. What? You're sitting here telling yourself what you don't have instead of telling yourself what you do have. If you're sitting here telling you the abundance that you do have and everything that you're set, how could anything else be given to you if you say you don't have it? Then you sure as hell ain't gonna have it because you say you don't have it. Oh, I guess you're right. I go, for example, you sit there talking about, yes, I am going to be on that beach. That is the place I'm going to go. Da da da. And I'm going to have the money. I'm going to have millions and millions and millions of dollars. Da 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 da. Well, at one point in time, all of a sudden you have this strange feeling, months down the road, years down the road. I don't know. Something happened to you, luckily. You had like a near crazy car accident or an experience where it was a really bodily injury accident that could have hurt you really, really bad, and you walked away from it. It's like, man, that was my lotto ticket. you know what? I need to go get a lotto ticket right now. Or you have that feeling to go do it. Then go do it! Why? Because then you're probably going to win the lotto. I don't know. You have that feeling on something, you jump with the feeling. Right now, in this situation of me doing this trucking stuff, I've been going off a feeling, man. I mean, I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this right now. And yeah, it's literally flying by the seat of my pants because it's been so long since I've had to do this. I have not had to deal with brokers, and I had not had to deal with people, and hey, do this and do that, and then you have to report to this person and deal with that person and do this and that and this and that. It's a whole different ballgame. Whole different ballgame. But it is what it is. You know, it's an experience. It's something that I'm learning all over again, and it will get better in due time. And all I could do is do what I need to do and keep things going and keep doing what I'm doing, and everything will be good. As long as I just keep moving forward and keep my head up. And yes, I am going to go back to the H2O. Right now, I want to talk about the H2O. I don't have the time right now to talk about H2O. I really don't. And so I apologize for that. I am going to revisit that H2O conversation that I had left before. And God, is that I got to talk about that. That is an experience of water. Oh, what a wonderful, precious commodity. Thank you so much for that. One air, one earth. Or was it one air, one water, one Mother Earth? One sun, too. Yeah. Every time I see the sunlight, it's like, oh, thank you. Because you're bringing the warmth again, and everybody's like, oh my God, it's hot. And I'm going, thank you, it's so nice. See, I live out in California where it's like hot most of the year, but it's been very, very cold. Very, 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 very cold lately. So it's been very, very difficult. But lately it's getting a lot warmer, and the sun has changed, and the earth has changed, the planets changed. It's been nice. Very, very, very nice. Things are changing, and things are looking up. It's really, really nice. So there you have it. Thanks for being a part of the show. Thanks for coming back and listening to the show. And I know you guys are like, this guy's never putting anything out anymore. What the hell? Well, I am sorry. It's just a whole new ball game. Like I said, whole new ball game. Whole new ball game. Is this the right one? This ain't the right one. This is the wrong one. Whoops, my bad. I almost turned down a wrong street that I didn't even know what the hell street I was on. It's the wrong street. I need a different street. That's what it is. So yeah, I'll try to get stuff out here, but when you're kind of trying to take care of stuff and run a business and run a company, it's a little difficult to take care of a show at the same time while you're doing that. So I will do what I can, when I can, and how I can, and just bear with me. I know my website went to shit, and everything's happening with my website. That really sucks. It's a lot of money to get that going again. I'll get it going when I have the time and the money. Right now I got other important stuff I got to handle, like doing this company stuff. So I'll get it taken care of in a while. Just not right now. So come back again, leave a comment, leave a thumbs up, follow me on wherever the hell you follow me at, and send me an email or something. I don't know if you can do that anymore, but yeah. Until next time.
This is Interstellar Frequency. End of transmission.
Studio Stargazer.